straight to the point. There is a reason why it's an NCO, and they're probably not one of them. A person thinks he's all cool but can't even do or never was able to do enough push-ups? Duh, there you go. Maybe the NCO was pumping out more than 100 example. You can't even run 1 block, let alone a mile. NCO's Proxby ran more than 2 miles. A guy who's never been to college. An NCO has associate or higher level of education or bachelor normally. A NCO, God conduct and discipline, including marksmanship. Can you even go 2 seconds without being impertinent towards another? Ability to lead others, cleanliness, appearance, 100 other things. We can bring up so many. Before I finish my statement, were they ever able to do even more than 25 push-ups? Probably never have in your life, cause you're not an NCO. So when they think they're all cool and they're really not there all talk. A certified NCO doesn't need to prove anything because they did all that stuff already. That's why, hence the title NCO. All this stuff about them thinking they're all hot is just a hater, jealous person. I used to see even little things like vids on my timeline of this whole thing they're talking about. Videos post some person who thinks they're all cool and but there was no interest in anything that they're saying. I was probably more interested in seeing hot girls on the next subject. I was unaware that non-commissioned officers really needed to be defended, if that's what's actually going on here. Also, I'm pretty sure that a lot of people who aren't NCOs have done more than 25 push-ups. It's a figure of speech. As far as the defensive thing, I'm an NCO, and when it comes to so-called other dudes' opinion and their little so-called hater games, jealous loser, I don't care. I am an NCO, so that so-called remark about doing more than 25 push-ups is a figure of speech. There are always people who think they're all cool and the profile speaks for itself. This will defend because I said so.
I presume you are talking about the US here, but is this about a particular branch or in general? As an aside, Thermalance's last comment touches on this, and they are also of the opinion that the way to be an NCO is to have an MOS with a low cutting score. Though, in a number of militaries, what separates NCOs from the rest is having completed an NCO training course that it is not remotely easy to complete.
It's a profile. It's an overall thing, not a course, not a training exercises, not some little loser dude who thinks he's all cool. That's why I don't know why, you're talking about. They have a thing called points divided into physical fitness score, marksmanship, and education, and military education, and medals, and more. You don't really know about nothing. You have to add your points, and just FYI, I was not the one to compete with. That's called someone who is better, more ignorant statements from more hater dudes, cause I don't care. I probably has more points. They don't know about nothing. Not like it would matter or anyone is going to try.
What's an NCO?
It's a classification of a specific non-commissioned officer.
Was this post written by a spam bot?
Is this comment written by a hater loser? WTF branch you from? Army non-commissioned officer, you mofos, ain't even better yet. You should read this. Centurions in early Rome. That's an NCO that is even higher than other NCOs. What garbage hole you came out of? I am a centurion. We're the real officer, not wannabe officer, you loser. Some little loser dude stay the off my internet page and internet sites. Stop making useless comments where comments don't exist. I think it's pretty interesting because I don't give a. I am not that little loser, buddy. I don't work for anyone, so I don't care what the you think you are or who work for. I don't give a. That's irrelevant. You better stay the away from me because I know a lot about those little losers on the net. It's funny, I was on an IRC channel. This loser dudes goes and start talking about a bunch of nonsense stuff that doesn't even apply right when I get the channel who the dude these little loser dudes. I'll throw you gang stalking loser mother. There is laws about they who the dude these little think they are.
Centurions were the commanders or a century of about 80 soldiers. This makes them more or less the equivalent to the commander of a modern platoon. So not an NCO, but something like a first or second lieutenant. The NCOs in the Roman legions were called principales.
I already know the answer to this one. Oh, some loser is jealous of someone. I don't give a. Kick rocks. That goes for anyone. You can go to jail for internet harassment, like those little text messages.
I would expect anyone in a remotely leadership-based role in the armed forces to have far better penmanship than you're displaying here, because every post you've made is appalling to read.
Oh, you're f***ing loser, never got no your entire life. I have a kid probably older than you, all those dudes, bunch of losers who think they're all cool and just like when they ask you for education attainment, what you gonna say? Medals, awards, honors, sports, everything. Who the f*** are you losers? Net worth, everything. That's called a person who is better than you, moron. They don't have to prove anything, you f***ing loser. You can think they're all cool all day long with your stupid comments and your stupid remakes that nobody asked you for.
Remakes.
ER little think they're all smart and remakes. And oh, cry me a river. You don't like dudes that cue better than you, so you try to play psychologist to ruin people's prestige. I'll tell every country in the world, little Satanist. Who the f*** do you that little think he is? I know everything that all you jealous loser mofos are doing. I'll tell every country in the world, every game that don't play, cause it don't work me, you f***ing little little jealous loser. You just could be in jail. That goes for anyone in I am not done yet. What a desperate loser. What do you do? Sit there on every site or internet page that I go on so you can go and make another false claim? You should be in jail for internet harassment. Just FYI, make sure when you go to a forum and to stay on topic with the topic and the subject. If not, then you should not use it then. I owned your asses with that comment. Oh, since you're desperate to be a jealous loser, I'll make sure that every fine ass knows that, cause I don't give a stop creating desperate measures to mess with people, you hater ass. I'm a certified NCO Centurion from royalty. Who the f*** does that little think he is? Just FYI, there's people that are better than even your little civilian leader. Motherfuckers ain't. I saw as laughing my ass off, cuz, just like I am better than a lot of peeps, and I really don't give a f***. We're also humble people. However, I don't fall for your little sick and twisted game trying to ruin people's prestige, weird bull that you're playing over here.
Yeah, this one's a treat. We should call in JoJo, but I'm of a mind to let it stew.
WTF? FYI, my point is purely substantial. I can even provide an example. A good-looking person gets an 8th degree black belt. Some loser dude goes and tries to gang stalk even on the internet, asking him on the forums if he wants to take a white belt class, ask him if he ever been in a match, and so on. You get my drift. Who the f*** do this loser think he is, a psychologist now?
Hey, spelled it right.
See, I'm so much smarter than you that I know you're a bunch of loser dudes who think you can just go and bother people because you're desperate to ruin people's prestige, you nut job. What really needs to happen is they should stop bothering the person in any way, shape, or form. They're really not that smart. I have known that for years. Maybe you should go to every country in the world with the comment, "Us got owned. I owned your ass." I don't fall for their. And FYI, I don't give a if any loser dude is jealous of me. I don't give a.
Bluntly, I severely doubt that. You don't come off of someone who has been through basic training, much less earn the rank of sergeant, corporal, or petty officer. You've got too much of a chip on your shoulder for that. Frankly, your conduct doesn't even feel like that of a working adult. Rather, you come off as an insecure teenager who either lacks the discipline to so much as make your posts coherent, never mind serving the military, or is trying to provoke a response as a pretext for picking a fight. Never mind that this whole so-called hater games loser, jealous loser, I don't care thing is just plain immature and ill-fitting in the very uniform you claim. Consequently, you claiming to be an NCO feels less like an honest statement and more as you putting on the old internet tough guy act. The speaker pretends to be military under the illusion that it'll instantly make people more deferential to them. We see this again with you claiming, and I quote, "Oh, just FYI, I was using forums before 56K, so I probably know more about than you morons do." So let's review here. Despite the clear incoherence of your posts, you claim to have been using the forum since before dial-up, pegging you as probably college age, before 1996. You claim to have kids older than us, so you're claiming to be, what then, 50, 60? A lot of the folks have casually mentioned their jobs over the years. You claim to be an NCO, despite your conduct being, frankly, juvenile, undisciplined, and genuinely unbecoming of an officer. You claim to be a certified web designer. You claim to be a Centurion. Seriously, what? Most generously, that could be translated to you trying to claim to be the equivalent, but, well, suffice it to say that someone with those chops wouldn't randomly invoke them to brag about them on a random internet forum. You claim to be from royalty. You claim that we should be in jail for internet harassment for making false claims. Again, not a claim we'd expect of someone of the age you imply yourself to be. You claim you're so much smarter than everyone here. You claim that everyone here is trying to ruin your prestige and are just jealous of it. And you continuously claim not to give a shit, despite evidently champing at the bit to cuss out anyone who so much expresses confusion about the intent of your posts. Yeah, reads very much like an internet tough guy making grandiose claims.
Had to be me. Someone else might have gotten it wrong.